Welcome to Creepin' It Real. I am Judah. Let's talk about 2024's political satire horror comedy known as Rumours. Now, it's been a while since I've seen the trailer, but when I did see it back in 2024, I do remember thinking, this movie looks like it's right up my alley. I'm a fan of weird movies. I was looking forward to seeing this, but then I started seeing some reviews. I saw that Film Threat put up a review, so I decided to watch it. And they just really did not like it. Thought it was really boring and uninspiring. So that bummed me out. But the other week I was at the library. I saw it sitting on the shelf and it's a free rental. So I was like, hey, I'm going to give this a try. Because you know what? Maybe Film Threat is wrong. Well, I am here to report Film Threat was not wrong. I did not laugh at all. The humor is very dry and subdued, and that's not a bad thing all the time. I just did not walk away being entertained. But this movie was filmed well, and it was acted well. The humor, you know, some people would say, well, you're just not smart enough to get the humor, and you're just a pretentious asshole. Anyway, the humor was interesting. It fluctuated from massively goofy to maybe too heady. There's some comment in there. This is just a brief glimpse into the humor. Now, all spoilers. We're going to get to the trailer here in just a second. But there's a giant brain in this movie. And this guy takes a photo and he shows it to the rest of the group of the people. And one guy makes some comment about how it's obviously a female brain. And this other guy's like, well, how do you know? Because it's a giant brain. It's huge. A person sits on top of it. It's like the size of an elephant. And he says, how do you know if it's a female brain? And his comment was like, well, obviously, if it was a giant male brain, it'd be much bigger. And that is such a weird, obviously that's supposed to be part of its comedic tone, but it was just so weird and didn't generally fit, in my personal opinion, with the rest of the humor. But occasionally those kind of things were dropped throughout the movie. There's another scene where they're encountering these bog zombie people, and somebody starts talking to them like, we're sorry that we've disturbed your ground and we have done something to offend you. You think that they're trying to, you know, appeal to them and apologize. But then they like chuck a phone at them and knock it out or something. And they're like, quick, run. And granted, I did chuckle a little bit there, but that was the extent of this. This is not a guffaw kind of laughter comedy movie. It's very subdued, and I can see this in some ways hitting a very niche group of people that just think that this is one of the greatest movies ever. But for the majority of us, we're going to watch this and just be completely bored. So let's watch this trailer together. Let's walk through its murky humor. Let's discuss what I didn't like about it, if there's even more to say, because I think I've pretty much said it all. And I want to hear from you, especially those of you who think this movie is a masterpiece. I want to know why. I'm not here to like cause trouble. I just want to hear from you how it impacted you and why it is that you feel that my score is way too low. Because at this point, I'm giving this a 4 out of 10. I can't recommend it to anybody. But at the same time, I might recommend it. Like if I had a good friend, I'd be like, you have to watch this. Am I wrong? I'm like, is this movie like genius? And I just don't get it because I'm just too stupid. I'm just the pleb out here. Your common man that doesn't get good humor. So let's watch this trailer. And by the way, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. And if you feel like you need to give me that thumbs down, I support you fully in that decision, because by golly, that's what it's there for. But if you could, leave me a comment letting me know why.
This is a very exciting find.
So what is this? It's quite gruesome.
This is an example of what we call bog bodies, mummified from the Iron Age.
You'll see his penis has been severed and hung around his neck.
Sounds like a man to me.
Now the intro, this scene right here is somewhat of the intro. As it says, it's based around the G7 summit where these world leaders are getting together to compose some kind of address to the world on some kind of unannounced or unvisualized crisis that the world is facing, and has nothing to do with what they encounter in this movie. It's never clear as to what it is that they're trying to address as a group of nations. But the intro that you're seeing kind of right here, this did give me the feel that this could have been a very creepy movie. But that went out the window real fast. And I have seen reviews by other people that say that this was a scary movie. No, it's not. I don't know what movie you watch, but this is not scary in any way other than potentially understanding that our nations are being led by people like this. That's the scariest thing in this movie. Now, they don't specifically tackle any kind of, from what I know, because I'm not a big world politics kind of guy. You know, I just kind of pay attention to what's going on here in the States. But I did not feel that they were particularly picking out any leader in general. There may have been some generalizations towards countries, but again, not a big world politics kind of guy, so I may not have picked up on some of the subtleties that they were trying to push or portray. I did appreciate, from, again, my personal understanding, I did not feel that there were any attacks on any kind of a left-right kind of thing. And again, some of you who are more into world politics might leave a comment that's like, you're out of your mind, you don't know what you're talking about, they were attacking us. Maybe.
Look at us, the esteemed leaders of each of these great nations.
We are also here to produce a draft of a provisional statement regarding the present crisis. We should not forget that.
It is important to say what we mean.
Yes, of course. People look to us to provide clarity.
He feels the burden of leadership.
You can't solve all of Canada's problems.
I could use a drink.
Oh,
Hello?
Where's everybody? I don't know.
what?
I did not realize that this was directed by 3 different people. I don't have a lot to say about this. This movie just did not land for me. But my favorite character is actually this person you see on the screen right now. I don't know why, but for some reason, I liked this guy. I just realized something. I'm laughing. You guys think I'm crazy. This is actually the guy that made the comment about the brain. If it was a male brain, it'd be much bigger. Okay, so he makes some misogynistic comments there. That is not why I liked him. I just want to clarify that right now.
What happened?
I believe we're in a crisis.
We already knew that. Why are you covered in mud?
It was the buddies on the ground.
And it attacked you?
What were they then? Terrorists?
They loomed threatening me.
Protesters.
That's what I thought too at first.
We have been abandoned.
It doesn't make any sense. No one is coming.
So far, I'm rewatching this trailer. I'm like, what the heck? What attracted you to this movie, Judah? What made you think this was going to be a great movie? I mean, that comment about the protesters was somewhat funny. I did like the idea that these world leaders are completely detached from reality and have no clue whatsoever what normal people care about. They're just like all in their own space, their own little world leader bubble.
Something apocalyptic has occurred. It's the dark ending our species deserves. I understand you're upset.
Oh, there we go. That was the part I was talking about. It wasn't a phone. He chucked the freaking log at that guy. Yeah, he was first talking to him like in a very apologetic kind of way, like, we're sorry we've offended you. Well, if you would just let us leave. And then he chucks that log at him. That made me laugh a little bit.
You seem tense. Do you think a massage might help?
This happens every time he drinks.
I love
Oh my
strong
God.
women. I love them too much.
I do tend to get a little caught up in the dramatics.
Germany cut up into dramatics. We've seen this before.
What is this large brain?
See, here's the brain. That's a big brain. Did I not say that was a big brain?
A woman's brain, I would say.
See, wow. It's like, now that I'm watching this trailer again, holy smokes. Every aspect of this movie that I did somewhat find funny, they put in this trailer. And there was nothing else that I found funny about this. I really need to hear from you guys. I really need some kind of sounding wall. I need to hear what other people thought of this. I mean, I'm giving it a 4 out of 10, but I didn't like hate it. I mean, there's movies I've walked away from and have just hated. This one I just walked away from being like, well, that was a waste.
Det är en svart storm som nalkas.
She can only speak gibberish.
Bäraren av deras budskap. Swedish. She's just speaking Swedish.
But when it's all said and done, I wasn't into this movie. I can't recommend it other than potentially hey guys, watch this and help me out. Help me figure out if there's more to this movie than I actually realize. Now, I was trying to find the budget for this movie and I couldn't find it, but I did see this. Look at this. The box office. Ooh, do you see that? Ouch. Only close to $600,000. That has got to be a flop. I can't imagine you being able to get Cate Blanchett for less than $1 million. I could be wrong, but there is no way they made back the budget for this movie unless everybody was working for this movie out of the love of their heart, because that is so bad. That's embarrassingly bad. Now, as you know, I like to balance things, like to give other people's perspectives. So let's go to IMDb and let's find somebody who loved this movie. As you can see right here, we have an average score of 5 points out of 10. But let's check out, this is from Dream of There Is. 9 out of 10. This movie was everything you want. You are clearly speaking for yourself, because no, it was not. Weird, yes. Hilarious, no. Creepy, not at all. And holds a deeper meaning that you will be pondering about for weeks after viewing. This movie left my brain as soon as I was done watching it. It's fantastic and definitely worth watching. Strong disagree. Potentially. I don't know. You might argue me into thinking it's worth watching. The caricatures of real world leaders was seriously some of the funniest comedy I've seen in a while, and the apocalyptic element is a fairly unique twist on the genre. Okay, so that statement there is, I think, a little subjective, so I will give it to them. If you like movies like Boba Hotep and Death of Stalin, you'll love this. I have not seen either of those movies, so I can make no judgment there. I'm still sure what this movie is attempting to say, but I love it. I think they just missed putting in a word in there. I think they meant to say, I'm still not sure what this movie is attempting to say, but I love it. And I wasn't really totally sure what this movie was attempting to say either. Definitely check it out and ignore everyone who says it sucks, because it definitely does not. It is not a great movie, guys. I think there's a niche out there of people who will love it, but I was not one of them. I did read one review that I felt nailed one point. Now, throughout this movie, again, they're gathering to try to write a joint speech to deliver to the world, to let them know they're in unity and that they understand what the common people are facing in the plight, this crisis that the world is facing right now. And even as they are facing this mini crisis of their own with these bog zombies, the whole time they're like, we need to be working on this, speech. At the very end of the movie, they piece together all these nonsensical pieces of information and they make a speech, but there's nobody there. They bust out onto this, balcony, and the Canadian Prime Minister starts giving this speech, these idealistic, words that really mean nothing to normal people. And they're delivering it with such conviction, like they understand. And there's nobody out there. There's not a crowd. There aren't cameras. There's just one or two zombies out there. In this review, they pointed out how they appreciated the world leaders being detached, having no understanding of normal people's lives. And then when they give this grand speech, the only people listening are a couple zombies. And that did not hit me as I was watching the movie. I was just sitting there like, what the heck was this movie about? But this person helping me see that, I was like, oh, that's a pretty poignant jab to political leaders and to people who blindly follow them. And if I would have seen it through those eyes, I definitely would have enjoyed this movie much more. There you go. 4 out of 10. But this person gives it a 9 out of 10, and they think it's a must watch. Now, on a different note, completely, from my review of Moontrap, Kirk, where are you, Kirk? Kirk of Damnationization, he left me this comment. You look like actor Mike Damon. Is that how you say that? Damon? I don't know how to say that. Anyway, and I'm thinking, who is this person? Took a moment to look it up. And what I found is that there isn't an actor with that name. However, there is a character from Fast Times at Ridgedale High. What is it? Fast Times at Ridgemont? I think it's Ridgemont High. Here we go. This right here. And this is that movie, Fast Times. Now, I don't really see it. And the actor's name is actually Robert Romanus. So Robert is 20 years older than me, roughly. Now, when I saw this photo, I was kind of like, well, maybe. I mean, we both had that extra fat on the face, middle-aged man look. And so I can somewhat get behind that. I mean, I'm trying to get my face in the exact same position as him and slight smile. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do I look like this guy, Robert Romanus, who was in Fast Times? What is it? There we go. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Give me your guys' thoughts. Leave your comments below. If you think that I look like Robert Romanus, definitely give this video a thumbs up. If you think I don't, leave a comment below letting me know what celebrity you do think I look like. I have been told 2 times in my life that I look like Mike Myers. Obviously not from Halloween. Actually, when I was told this, there were other people there who chimed in and said, absolutely not. You do not look like Mike Myers. I have also been told Hugo Weaving, Agent Smith, and Elron. I have no idea. I personally am not seeing any of this, but you let me know in the comments below. I appreciate it. If you have a movie that you think I should check out, I would appreciate that. I will do that, and I will give you a shout out. Please like, subscribe, and share. I am Judah. This has been Creepin' It Real. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.